Okay, so we're going to talk about sports ball and the NBA playoffs.
Your boy Jayson Tatum of the Boston Celtics is taking on the moniker of Superman. Ironically, he's not Shaquille O'Neal, nor is he Dwight Howard, but he is taking on the Superman name primarily because he's in this cross promotion with the movie.
hmm
For he's got a pair of Jordans that are Superman specific.
I think Jason Tatum is taking the Clark Kent character more than the Superman one. Jason Tatum, as far as my research into Celtics fandom is, doesn't have like a strong go-to nickname. And also his personality is sort of like he's sort of like the low-key megastar, right? Which is why I think he's leaning into the Clark Kent thing, which they do in the ad. He's wearing the glasses, shaping the image that I am the mild-mannered guy, but on the court, I'm freaking Superman.
Right, right.
And then, so they're playing the Knicks. Okay, they lost the second game, but in the second to last play, they're down. They need a bucket. He just starts from one end of the court, goes in a straight line past everyone, and flies up and dunks it. It was incredible. It was how Superman would play basketball. There's a lot of superhero illusions going on in the playoffs these days. Jimmy Butler, you've been following the Jimmy Butler thing
I love Jimmy
this
Butler.
season, right? Okay, not everyone has, but he's
Yeah.
had a bunch of drama.
It's not just this season. Jimmy Butler brings the drama.
He all, yeah,
That's his superpower. That the playoffs and playoff Jimmy and drama are synonymous.
he joined the Warriors mid-season, and now he's trying to like start this thing of Steph Curry being Batman. And if you know, I'm primarily a Warriors fan. You know, Steph Curry's had various nicknames, Chef, Splash Brothers, whatever. He's never really been Batman before, so it's kind of audacious in Jimmy's style to be like, "Oh, I'm gonna just start a new nickname for Steph. I just arrived at this team 3 minutes ago, but now I'm gonna try to start a thing." And he's definitely trying to start a thing because they kept saying it, and it keeps memeing.
Yeah, Steph Curry as Batman doesn't quite fit. He's does Steph Curry is the complete opposite of the dark brooding NBA
Yeah,
superstar.
it doesn't quite scan, which leads to the question of how much of a Batman fan Jimmy Butler is. You know, he may be a casual fan. You know, my Celtics fan friend was pointing out he really wants to be Nightwing, right?
Mm,
Because for those who don't know, like Robin eventually joins the Teen Titans and takes a more adult moniker as Nightwing. And Nightwing is in the DC universe like he's the babe version of Robin. Like he gets all the
right, right.
action and like he has a hot butt and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if Jimmy Butler knows who Nightwing is, and there's
No.
no problem if he does, but you don't think it's
But yeah, Dick being Batman, he's got to step into the role here.
right. And we haven't finished the other part, which is that they're facing Ant-Man, and Ant-Man is currently winning. Now,
Right.
They're playing the Minnesota Timberwolves, and their star, Anthony Edwards, his nickname is Ant-Man. There's a sweet story about that behind it. It's not related to the Marvel character. He got that nickname as a kid because like his dad like gave him the nickname Ant because of his siblings as similar names or something like that. But anyway, the internet being what it is, he's known as Ant-Man. So we have the Marvel character versus, according to Jimmy's formulation, the DC characters. And to bring it up to exactly today, Ant-Man's winning because Robin did all he could in that last game. He did all he could and they still lost.
Right.
But the point is the players are really leaning into it because the other day Randall of the Timberwolves, yeah, Ant-Man came back from an injury mid-game and he was like, "Oh, that dude, he's like Iron Man. He's like Wolverine." All Marvel characters like
Oh, they are the
uh,
Timberwolves, even though Wolverine and a Timberwolf are not the same thing.
Timber Wolverine thing. Oh God, where are we? Okay, well, so what series do we have to do?
Well,
Let's
let's go with the Batman villain,
okay, yeah. So
the other actual
over in
NBA nickname.
right, over in the other part of the Western Conference, we've got the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Denver Nuggets. And the Denver Nuggets best player is maybe the best player in the universe right now. And for some reason, he's nicknamed the Joker because his name is Jokic. And you've expressed before how you think that's a silly nickname, and I agree.
It's a
It's
lazy nickname. It's like
it
his last name is kind of like Joker. There's nothing Jokerish about him. Like he's
no,
not chaotic. He's not like he's barely funny. Like
he's more like Solomon Grundy if he's
he
the
looks like Solomon
Batman
Grundy.
villain. Yeah.
I wrote a piece on the Nerds of Color many years ago where they used to call Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan, Robin to Michael Jordan's Batman.
Right.
The personalities don't fit. Batman and Michael Jordan were not like personality wise the same. In the sense that like Batman is like in the shadows and Superman is like in the spotlight. That's how
Yeah.
I saw the Michael Jordan Scottie Pippen relationship. Not I am the apprentice to the That's it's basically shorthand for like, sidekick and superstar.
Right.
It's got nothing to do with actual Batman and Robin. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Yeah. So in your formulation, a better way of saying it was Superman and Batman were on
Right.
those iconic
Right.
Bulls
Right.
teams.
Right.
Okay.
Right. They were world's finest, not a
The
dynamic
world,
duo.
right. Because you're one of these Chicago
I
fans who are
am.
living in this golden period forever. And I was like,
It's
it's sort of like the Gen
sad.
X nostalgic fandoms too.
It's like
But
my Pearl Jam thing. It's like
it,
he still matters 30 years after he stopped mattering.
it's not just you, but every Chicago fan I know rightly holds that period with reverence, but a
Right.
very special kind of picky reverence because the team has existed since Jordan stopped playing. And so
Yeah, Jokic, Joker, bad nickname for sure.
yes, but he leans into it because the other day he came to the game dressed up as a Joker just because he had managed to find a purple suit that was like designed for an elephant, or it was just like a ridiculously large purple suit. And yeah, so if by some miracle the Warriors get through this series, which it's not looking great, but if by some miracle the Warriors get through this series, by Jimmy's formulation again, we'd have Batman versus the Joker. Sorry, if also the Nuggets get through their series with the Thunder, who we
Right,
don't
which
have
is
a good.
which is not guaranteed.
No, that's probably the most competitive series actually currently going
It's the
because
only one that's tied right now.
right, and they've all been really good games, and it's a very interesting mix of styles. Jokic is overpowering. SGA is just fucking fast, and it's a great series to watch. We don't have a really good nickname for the Thunder,
Yeah, I
but
mean, SGA doesn't have a superhero like equivalent. I will say, like, I mean, it's lazy, but so is Joker as a nickname.
yeah,
They're the Thunder. They're the team of Thor, right? Like it has
right,
to be.
right. So if the other thing happens, it could be Thor versus Ant-Man.
Right, exactly. Or they could
Which
be the
would be.
Thunderbolts, maybe. Like that's possible.
Oh, right. We forgot that movie came out because that's not really the
Well, because
title
they're
of the
the new
movie.
Avengers. They're not
Right.
even the
It
Thunderbolts.
wasn't really the title of the movie. Yeah, no, I think also, SJ is Canadian, so I think of Alpha Flight.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
also
he's Wolverine.
maybe he's Wolverine. That would explain a lot.
Well, his superpower
he
is
never
foul
gets.
baiting. So
I wouldn't say his. I'd say the superpower is never getting hurt, which is a Wolverine thing.
Yeah.
His health is very consistent.
well, and
So-
that brings us to the other playoff matchup where the superhero connection is more tenuous in the Cavs Pacers.
Okay, right. So back over to the Eastern Conference. The other series going is Cleveland Cavaliers and Indiana Pacers.
That's going sideways for the number one seed.
That is going so sideways because the Cavs have been dominating everyone this year, and now they're as of today they're down 3-1, aren't
Yep.
they? Yeah, and they got destroyed, and they have Spider-Man. Sorry.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell. His nickname is Spider-Man. I don't know why.
It does
Do we
have
know
to
the
do with
origin?
Spider-Man. I mean, his more standard nickname is just Spida or Spider, but looking it up on the always correct internet, it does say that originated out of Spider-Man, and he's a Spider-Man like player. He's very dynamic and has been dominating people up till now. So he's playing the Indiana Pacers team, which I like fine, but we don't have a great superhero analogy for them either.
Obi Toppin, like
Obi
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like I don't know. That's not a superhero.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Obi Toppin's my favorite player on the Pacers. That's what it is. Obi.
It's the closest thing to like at least nerdom we could get is.
If we were rooting for the superhero analogies, as opposed to Knicks versus Pacers, which has its own historical importance. But okay, at one point, the Celtics again being kind of bereft of clearly defined nicknames, someone suggested that they would be the Green Goblins. Because
Yeah, they're green and they're a bunch of goblins. I get it.
yeah. So in that formulation, it would be Spider-Man versus Green Goblin / Superman.
Right.
Okay. So obviously the Celtics are confused on the nicknaming. I'm not trying to drive you crazy here, but there's different scenarios, and you get shoes either way. However this shakes out, you do get branded shoes.
Yeah,
with the Superman,
the Superman logo on it.
it.
So yeah, sports and comics.
Sports,
we were able to bring the two worlds together.
Comics and the lectures, fanboys, professional artists, and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The hard knock life, comics, movies, and TV. Yeah, pop culture with a different perspective. Watch it on your screen, hit play, so check.